Happens in a billionth of a second. But if you do Qigong and Tai Chi, what it does is slows you right down. So when you slow right down, you can get to see the gap. You get, oh, I just saw myself letting go. I can feel myself letting go because you're going slow. But it's hard to notice if you're doing this because you can't see the gap between the arm changing from one direction to the other. It goes up, stops, comes back, stops, comes back up. So it's got to stop at the top and the bottom. It has to because it can't change direction. But when you're doing it fast, it's pretty hard to see the stop. But if you go slow,
that's the stop because
then you get to experience the stop. And you can feel what happens in the stop. It goes to the bottom, it stops. I relax and it changes direction the other way. I stop, relax, and changes direction the other way. And you get to watch that if you go slow. That's why the joys of Tai Chi and Qigong is you get to experience that place. Otherwise, it's just going fast. You don't, very hard to see it. Or experience, not even to see it, to experience it. Yeah, to see that thing anyway. Great.
No, when we did that, you gave me that thing. You sent me an email on that. I automatically relax. I didn't pay attention to it because I get out here and it's like a null zone and I don't even think about it. It's just automatic.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is when I came out and I got there and I was already pretty much relaxed. My hands started going and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. They start going.
The hands start moving by themselves. The hands start moving by themselves, and you're not doing it. Correct.
It's like it was like there's metagen. It's like the form is already there.
Yes, I agree.
And it's already moving because that form has been set up for thousands of years. So you start doing you're tapped into it. It starts taking over, and you're like, okay, my arm's going here. What am I doing with that?
Yep, exactly. You've already taught it the pathway. You've taught it the pathway where it is. And all you've got to do is get out of the road because it already knows where the path is.
You just step back
and the hand just follow the path that you've created. And then you watch the energy move in your arms, and you're not doing the arms moving by itself. And you go, I'm not doing that. And that's the weirdest thing in the world because it's following a pathway. And the muscles aren't controlling it. The energy controls itself. And that's the joys of Qigong. That's what happens. One of the things with practice is you get to have experiences. You get to experience what it feels like to let go. And as soon as you let go, the energy starts moving by itself.
The other interesting
thing. You have control of it. You have control of the energy because you can control the speed that's released. You can bring that, you can use the energy to bring your hand up, and I can send a message to the energy of my arm, move my arm down, and it'll just go down by itself. Now, that's not the muscles engaged. My arm move up, and it'll move up, and the energy's moving it. Because I'm talking to my own energy. My energy's doing where your mind goes, the chi goes.
Right.
But I'm not talking to my muscles, though. I'm not talking to my muscles about lifting my arm. I'm not talking about the energy. And so the energy moves differently because of that, because the muscles aren't engaged. It's all soft.
I'm finding that with this too. It's like you get out there and you can just forget about it. You could go.
And just relax, and if you just relax, your hands will start moving by themselves. Instantly will move. As soon as
you don't even feel it, and you can come out here and just hold it. It's like you can just sit out here and hold it forever because the chi just holds.
Yes, because the energy is holding it, got no muscles. So you've got no muscles engaged. And so when you don't have any muscles engaged, the energy is holding it up.
Yeah.
And it'll stay there forever. Because it's not, you're not going to get lactic acid build up in your muscle because you're not activating your muscles. So it's a very different. It's why you can sit there for stand these postures for as long as you like. They just start to hang there, and you don't have to hold them up. They're just sort of hanging there.
Yeah.
Bizarre. Anyway, welcome to Qigong. If anybody's never done Qigong before, that's what you get from it. One of the many things
you can come to us.
Well, you just get a different experience, That's why I can't encourage people enough. Qigong is a great doorway into a different experience of life.
Exactly.
Very different door to experience life through a very different way. Any questions, Jeanette or Kiko? Have you got any questions? Walsh and I have been gassing a little bit together, but we're old friends, so
it's been great. It's interesting.
Well, there you go. So as long as there's anything comes up, please ask. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to see you this afternoon anyway, Kiko, this afternoon. I think if you're still up, depending what time of the day it is for you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We at the moment, we're running a 200-hour teachers training at the moment, an online one. So some of these both these people today. Well, I'll see this afternoon in class this afternoon. But it depends where you are in the world, because sometimes it's 3 o'clock in the morning when it's 3 o'clock here. Jeanette, you have a question? I saw your hand go up. Please ask. Good to see you. Or can you just turn your sound on, love? I don't think your sound's on.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, perfect. There you go.
Okay. Can we go back to the beginning? We're talking about the kidney Jing, and then we
Yes.
talked about intermittent fasting and fasting.
Yeah.
I've had experience of fasting, and I understand the benefits of it and the clarity that it brings, and in my case, relief from pain. But I'm just wondering what the relationship then is between the energy flow of Qigong, because I know that like day 3 or day 4 of a, say, juice fast that I did, I had a lot of mental clarity and I felt alive, I was energetic. But then in Qigong, we need the food and our breath to create energy. So where does that fit in with, like obviously you have energy without food.
Yes. You get energy from the oxygen. Yeah, so it's a great question. So we get energy from different sources. Now, one of the easiest ways is we get a lot of energy from, if you're not doing a lot of physical activity, you can almost survive just off the breath. Yep. Without if you're not doing any physical body exercises. And breatharians have proven that to just breathe, and they don't have water, they have nothing, they just breathe. So you can survive off the breath. I mean, not everybody can do that. Some people have tried it and they've got really sick with it, but there are people that do it. Now, there is a certain group of people that are breatharians, and I'm not sure whether they actually call themselves breatharians, but they've worked out how to survive energetically of just breathing and nothing else. And they're marathon runners. Marathon runners are these small, thin, I won't, because a lot of them come from Africa, because that's just the way their body metabolism works. And they're thin, they're really super lean, super thin. And they can run 26 miles. And the speed that they run is like, I'd have to sprint to keep up with them, let alone can I run 26 miles at that speed that they run. It's a phenomenal speed. 2 hours is an incredible speed to run a marathon, and they don't have any built up extra fat in their body to live off the carbohydrates. And so you get energy from the carbohydrates. The carbohydrates change the glucose gives you energy so you can run. So the theory, and they've done tests on this, that the first 20 minutes when you go to the gym, the first 20 minutes burns out the glucose that's in your bloodstream. You'll use the glucose in your bloodstream for the first 20 minutes of exercise. For the second 20 minutes of exercise, it uses the glucose that's stored in the liver. And so that's 40 minutes. And after 40 minutes, there's no glucose in your blood anymore. There's no glucose in your liver. And then what it does after 40 minutes, it goes to the fat, breaks the fat down into carbohydrates, and then uses that for energy. Yep. These guys are running for 2 hours and they haven't had any fuel. So there's no way their body's going to last because they've got nothing to feed it on. And then they're really thin people. There's not a lot of fat on them to go to the stores. And they can say they carbo load before that, but you can only eat so much carbohydrates, and where they store it in their body anyway, it's got to burn it out within 2 hours. But what they've done is they've worked out, because they're so light, their body doesn't use a lot of power when they're running. So for me, I'm a big guy. If I run, I use a lot of power because I'm a big, heavy person to run around. So I've got to carry a lot of weight. So I have to use more energy. But they're really super light. I mean, they're really light. And so they're running using very, very little energy. And they've worked out how to use the energy from the breath. It's enough to sustain them to run without having to have food. They're running on the air. And so they've worked out how to do that. So take that back to the idea of fasting, that if you're sedentary and you're not doing a lot of very physical activity, then you'll be able to survive just on the air that you're breathing is enough if you're breathing really efficiently. But remember, when they're running, they're breathing quite hard. They're breathing a whole lung capacity as they're breathing. So their whole lungs are taking oxygen, and not just the top bit of their breathing and shallow. Their whole lungs are expanding and contracting with energy. So they're getting a lot of oxygen, so they're living off the energy of the oxygen. It's fascinating. It's fascinating how they do that. And so that's part of it. So when you're fasting, you're not going to need, your body will go to the fat deposit. That's why you lose weight when you fast. It'll go into the carbohydrate, into the fat, convert it back to carbohydrates, back into glucose to live off that. You'll lose the weight. But then if you're not doing anything a lot, you're going to get most of the energy required just off the food, off the air, sorry, not the food. And then if you're having water, then it's going to get energy from the minerals in the water as well. So you're still getting energy from the water, still getting energy from the air. And if you're not doing a lot of activity, now if you went to the gym and did a 3-hour workout every day and you were fasting for 3 days, well, you're going to lose a lot of weight pretty quickly because it's got to get the energy for that weightlifting from somewhere. If you're not a fat person, it's going to start burning something else. It'll burn into your kidney Jing, and you don't want to do that. You want to leave that alone, yeah? So part of it's about the regulation of how you're using the energy and where it's the source of your energy is coming from for whatever you're doing. Now, that's why you have the clarity, by the way. The clarity is because it cleans the blood out. It takes all impurities out of the blood. It cleans the blood. It detoxes itself. So the blood's clean, the fluids are clean, the energy's clean. So then your consciousness becomes clear as well. And so everything changes. So it's an incredible experience to do that. It's lovely, and thanks for sharing that. But there's another question you want to ask me. What's the other question?
So when you're doing Qigong, if you've been fasting, so is there any difference in the energy flow if you have, say, been without food for 2 or 3 days?
No,
as opposed to you had a meal 2 hours before each time?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, so I hear what you're saying. So when you're doing Qigong, you're moving energy up and down the meridians, and you're cleaning the meridians out because you're going slowly. There's not a lot of physical force going on. So the breath, the energy of the breathing, because all the Qigong has breath practice, the breathing you're breathing in is funding the movement of your arms. It's funding the clearing of the energy. It's funding the movement of the arms. So in theory, you could do a whole Qigong practice and it costs you no energy at all. And the energy from the breath alone will be enough to get your whole practice just from breathing, just like the marathon runner. But there's another thing happens in Qigong is because you're consciously absorbing energy from outside of yourself into your body. You're bringing it in through the well points, you're bringing it through the acupuncture points, through your pores in your body, and you're constantly breathing in and breathing out the body. So you're respiring energy, not only through your lungs, through the energy, but you're also respiring energy in your body while you do the Qigong. So now it's costing you no energy, but if anything else, you're actually getting energy from doing the Qigong because you're respiring energy in and out besides the breath. So you're getting more energy that's going out because the exercise, Qigong exercise, is done really slowly, really quietly. And so you're conserving your energy, but you're building it at the same time. Yep. Did that answer your question?
It's the
Yeah.
Is like talking about the essence.
Sorry, can you just say that? Was it kidney essence and something about drinking?
Yes. Just about, you said, if we have good food and breathe properly, that's all we need to do. We can leave the kidney Jing alone, or something like that you said earlier.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So what happens if you have had stress and anxiety and you want to be able to fix that?
Good.
Is the whole practice of Qigong or?
Yeah, you can get kidney Jing back. Now, how you can get kidney Jing back is through the Qigong practice. Now, this is written in the classics, in the Neijing, which is the book written before Christ, one of the Yellow Emperor's books. And so it talks about the only way you can restore kidney Jing into your body is through Qigong, through breath practice. And so to understand that is you have to understand where does kidney Jing live? Because we know we get it from the sperm of the mum and the egg of the mother, and we know that comes into us, so it's in life force. We know it's in our sperm and our eggs as a human. We know the kidney Jing lives in there. We know that where it lives in Ming Men, we know that it lives in the kidneys. And so we know where it's stored inside the body. So how do you get it from outside? Well, in theory, there's no Chinese herbal formula that has kidney Jing in it. There's no plant that has kidney Jing. Kidney Jing is something that lives outside of it. This is the theory, because nobody can see it to say, oh, there's kidney Jing just there, there's a bit there, there's a bit there. Nobody can see it. But their understanding is that you can absorb it from outside of your body. That's why people that do Qigong get younger and younger with age. They look younger and younger because they're absorbing life force from outside of themselves. So we as Qigong people, we get it from the food, we get it from the air, and we get it from the practice. We're learning how to breathe Qigong into our body to bring life force back to ourselves. And we can do that. And there are exercises, Qigong exercises, that have been designed to bring Qigong into your body. Qigong exercises do that specifically. That's what they're designed to do. In theory, you could use any exercise to do it, but there are exercises that were particularly for Qigong exercises. And that's their understanding of it. So we can get it from three ways. We can actually get it from food, from air, and from Qigong. We can get energy from all three sources, and you can get Qigong. So that's why when people practice Qigong, they get, as I say, they're longevity. They look really. I've met people that are doing Qigong and they look like they're about 25 and they're about 85 because they just keep sucking it back into their life. Very cool, isn't it? Great experience. Anyway, that's my theory. Well, it's not my theory actually. I've read somebody else's Chinese theory, and I've just taken on. That's a great theory. I like that idea. I'll do that one. And I practice it, and I believe it's true. I believe that you get younger. I believe that more you do Qigong, it just keeps bringing more of that energy into your body. You just getting younger and younger. You feel that vitality. Yeah. Anyway, has that answered your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So you can get it back. You can get it. Keep doing the Qigong because I know you practice Qigong, Jeanette. So just practice the Qigong, get it back. And just keep, and daily practice every day. And if your intention is I'm breathing in and I'm breathing in Qigong into my body to charge up the Qigong in my body into Ming Men, and you're thinking that, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Because your intention will create.
I think I'll be. I have this volunteer Qigong courses, and I have people ask me questions, and I've talked to them about how it's about living well with Qigong. It's not about adding years, it's about while we are in life, it's like living well. So I know there are people that have a lot of stress and what have you. So that information you gave is really good, thank you. Yeah, to be able to let them know that just keep practicing. And I did say the other day, I picked up something on one of your Q&As that, 5 minutes a day is better than, 2 hours. Like even if they just breathe for 5 minutes.
Just breathe.
So I've been giving my classes a little bit of, just do this breathing for 2 or 3, just put the timer on, 2 or 3 minutes a day. So I've been talking to them about that, and they come back the next week all excited because they've done it, and it's been really lovely. It's so rewarding. Yeah, I love it, and I volunteer my time to do this, but it's just lovely.
Oh, that's so cool. And then you're help changing people's lives, the way they see life, their quality of life. You're giving them because at the end they will be feeling the energy. Even 5 minutes, you breathe in and out and do long breaths. You're just like the marathon run. If you do long, deep breaths, you activate all of your lungs. You get a lot more power because all of your lungs are open. And you breathe long, slow in and out breaths. You're getting more oxygen, you get more energy. So if nothing else, you just got to increase the energy level of them, let alone what everything else is, because there's so many different applications for the Qigong. I just love it that you're teaching it, and I love that that they're happy, that they're inspired. Isn't it a lovely thing to do? Qigong's such a lovely thing to teach. To see how.
And I walk away. Yeah, I take my own class on 1 day a week, and I volunteer another class. But the volunteer class, I just get a lot more. Well, I do get rewards out of the other class, but the U3A class are just, I don't know, keen to learn more and want to know how to live better. And it's just a lovely feeling. I walk in the door feeling really happy, and I leave feeling even happier. So it's a great thing to do. Yeah.
We talked about you talked about the stress, anxiety, worry. See, that's the opposite of that. You're feeling good on the way in, you feel good on the way out. Well, that's creating a different energetics for you. And just breathing to help people get to compensate for the anxiety, the worry, and give them breath and give them something that basically going to neutralize the anxiety and worry. They're going to get this, which is going to not necessarily going to get more energy, but it's going to stop this destroying their energy. It's going to neutralize the negativity by the positivity. And what a great thing to be able to give someone. At least they're back to square one where they don't have anything going on. And now we've got to do more Qigong so they can start adding to it outside of the realm of what the stress and anxiety was doing. It's such a great practice. I'm so happy you're a teacher. I'm so happy. I listen to you smiling while you're talking about that. That's what it is. Isn't it so simple? Just give it away, and how good it makes you feel, but how good it makes them feel. Such a cool
So
thing.
when I was in Bali doing the Teahouse course with you, I had to cancel my classes. And when I got back, they asked me where I was and what I was doing. So I just happened to mention you and what we did. I did sort of say we did a course, it wasn't training. And then one woman came to me last week and said, I found Forest Rock on YouTube. And she said, I'm doing it every day. So there you are. There's good endorsement. Yeah, she was so excited because she found you on YouTube. And it was things that I've been teaching them. And so she just came in. She couldn't wait to tell me.
Oh,
It
that's
was
so
lovely.
cool. You know, and how I see it is they find me, but I'm trying to help them find themselves.
Yes.
I'm trying to help them see themselves and their potential and who they are. Because people have got caught. They got caught in the negative aspect of life, and they've lost the joy. And like you're smiling about taking the class, they lose that feeling. And I want to get people to get it back again. Have that zest for life and that happiness and laughter and just get some sort of happiness back in your life. I just love it when you're talking about it. Just when you see the person, I want you to do this because you'll see them in class. She's, oh, Pete says to say hello.
I will. I will. Thank you. I have another lady. Who comes to my class. I do locally on a Tuesday, and her phone kept on going off. Well, we thought it was her phone in one lesson, and I was getting ready to, at the beginning of the class, I always sit down, we talk about what we're going to be doing today. And she shared that she's a diabetic and that the alarm on her phone tells her that her blood sugar is getting too high and too low. It was really good information for her to share. She's a type 1 diabetic. And I said to her, well, you need to sit down. I was at Tuesday. You need to sit down. Or do whatever you need to do for the blood sugar. And I know that's what you do. Then I said to her, how do you find that she don't like this? And her whole face lit up and she said, she hadn't been 3 classes. And she said, I feel like a new woman.
Yeah, that's.
And I thought, oh, here she's a diabetic and people were annoyed because her phone was going off. And when she shared that, it was just a beautiful moment in the class.
Yeah.
And I thought, she just said, I feel like a new woman. So that's why I like to keep teaching.
Yeah, and it brings tears to my eyes that it can be that simple, but part of it's about you giving away part of yourself to help her, and it's changing somebody's life. Oh, what a beautiful gift to give to another human being. We should all be doing that to each other, shouldn't we? I mean, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. It means the world to me. It means the world to me that the Qigong can help change somebody's life in any way. Anything's possible. And that I'm part of you, that part of them, that's part of them, and somehow remotely I feel like somehow that I've had an influence to help you to help her, and so that makes me feel good too. I'm not owning your part because it's you that did it, but it's somehow or other it's the pass it forward thing. And it's
all connected. Yeah, it's all
connected.
It
is, and it makes me so happy that somebody said it's just changed my life, and I go, oh, that. Because somebody did that to me. Somebody changed my life. That's why I know how important it is. It changed the way I just went off in a totally different direction in life. And it's the best thing I ever did in my life. It's changed the whole way I went. So important.
I spent my career as a teacher, so I know the power of changing a child's life. And I've had children that I've taught as adults who sent me messages saying what a difference I made. So I'm aware of the power of changing people that we may not realise at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like years later, I look back and that was a turning point in my life. Definitely be the teacher that they do that or whatever.
Well, look at that. You're still changing people's lives. You're still changing people's lives.
The teaching I'm doing now, it's immediate. Like, you know at the time you're helping parents and with their children. I've got a lot of rewards out of teaching. But this type of teaching, we just bring it together. It's helping people to live better. I mean, it's a powerful thing. So I'm really enjoying this type of teaching I'm doing now in my retirement.
Yeah. Well, now you get to teach the parents. Instead of the
That's
kids.
right. Yeah. So it's this is helping me live better and longer. So thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be part of your journey. I mean, we've have a connection between us because we've done courses together. That it's just lovely that we can be out in the world doing that. You know, what a great way to spend your day. And of all the things you could be doing today, that's a great way to spend your day, isn't it? It's just that simple. You know, it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to even be hard. It can be just giving it away and helping somebody. And what a great way to feel. Thank you for sharing that. You made my day today. Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you. Yes, that's very special. Thanks. Do you have any more questions, Judy? Anything more that you want to ask? Thank you for coming and spending some of your time. And I want to thank you for coming along and spending some of your time with our chat today, because somebody's going to hear what you said on this chat, and it might not be today when they read it or tomorrow when they go and watch the video. It could be in 10 years' time when they heard what you said, and it will change their life then. And it's going to keep happening for the rest of the time that this video lives on the internet. And that I find extraordinarily special, because you just never know who's going to find the video and hear what you said. Just never know, because the right person will end up finding it. They'll find the class like they found Peter Caughey on, found Forest Rock Qigong. They will find it, because heaven's finger will push them towards it. Their finger will push towards the YouTube, and they'll go, oh, what that's about, and they'll play it and they'll hear it, and they'll go, oh, and it'll change their life again. Another thing. And so I love that door's open for the possibility of anything can happen with that, and whenever, and outside of our time frame. The possibility of anything could ever happen. I love that. Yeah, thank you. It's very special. I think we must be finished today. We must be finished our chat about longevity. We all want to live longevity. We do. Just keep doing Qigong, breathe energy in, long, slow, quiet breaths, get some sleep, eat good food. It's quite simple. And be happy and do things you love. Stop doing the things you don't like. But that'll stress you out. That'll make you old. Walter, last comment.
No, just a comment. We have a class at 3 today.
We do.
PM.
My 3 p.m. from now, whatever the time is now, to be in
Okay, so it's 2 a.m. for me. Okay, I'm gonna go and get some sleep.
Go get some sleep. I'll see you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and Mark. And Mark will be there, and he'll be like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, Mark will always be there. He is always there. He's a good guy. I like him.
Thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your thoughts, and thank you for your inputs. I think it's helps people have a better life. Whatever we do to help people have a better life, it's got to be good. So thank you for your help, and thank you for putting this out into the world. I'll put it up in the world, but we energetic. This lives in the world now, and it lives in somewhere where people can access it. I think it's important. Lots of love and care, everybody. Have a beautiful day.